What's up, guys? We're back. We got some action finally. It feels like we haven't gotten any action in a while. But before we get started, guys, there's something I wanted to get into about last night. Mr. Mom. No, I'm kidding. Let me see who's in here real quickly. We got some guy in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here again. I know you were around last night, so thank you for that. Mr. Mom. You're back for more. This guy, unbelievable. So I just wanted Joker Jay in the house. How are you, my friend? So I just wanted to get into the new guys. So as you can see, I told you so again, and I will always say it because it's just a fact. What did I tell you guys about these limited pieces? That's the new game. They could do this every month, multiple times a month, and create a hype, and they have money locked in. When I first saw this announcement, it came from Hot Toys Japan. So I was like, here we go. And Will, shout out to William, he posted it in the group, and I said, oh, here we go. Japan only, it's going to be at least $395, right? Because I thought it was just going to be an exclusive for Japan, right? Because they were the first ones to announce it. So I'm looking, and it says, swinging your way, 1/6 scale Spider-Man collectible figure based on the classic Marvel Comics is making its exclusive debut in Japan, Korea, Shanghai, and Hong Kong first. Fans in the United States, please stay tuned to Sideshow announcement for this awesome figure. See you there, limited quantity available. So what does that mean? It could mean, multiple things. But what I think is happening is this. So it's letting us know that it's going to be available first in Japan, which was the first country to announce it, which I figured it was just going to be Japan exclusive only, like that Loki. For those who don't know, there was a Loki there was a Japan exclusive only with the Scepter base, right? That was from the first Avengers movie. Nobody else got that but Japan, right? And it wasn't even that big of a deal. I thought people would be, looking for more, and I didn't even see it anywhere. I didn't even bother with it. It's not even that expensive right now. If you go on eBay, I think it's maybe, $20-$30 above retail. It's not, it's not going by much. I was going to get it on eBay, and I said, is it really that serious? So I was like, I had two of them anyway, so I didn't even bother. It's a cool accessory though. So that's what happened. So they're letting us know that, Korea, Japan, Shanghai, and Hong Kong will get it first, right? So what does that mean? Is it going to be one of these things where you got to order from Pop Collectibles, order from, whoever to get them first or to lock them in, right? They're also letting us know that there are limited quantities available. So again, what does that mean? Limited quantities where? It just says limited quantity available. It doesn't say where specifically, right? So where are they available? Are they limiting, the entire figure to, every single place? So is Japan getting 300? Is Korea getting 300? Is Shanghai getting 300? Is Hong Kong getting 300? You know what I mean? We don't know yet. So we don't know what's happening yet with that, right? What I think is going to happen is going to be, that same thing where Sideshow is going to come out with the with that wait list. You're going to have to sign up for it, email notification to them when they're available for pre-order. Boom, everybody's on that list, and then you're going to get your turn to be able to. I think that's where it's going. Like I said, this is the new game. It was an easy read from the moment they started making these the Anakin and the Joker and all that stuff. It's a no-brainer for them. It's easy money. You're creating hype. You're creating FOMO. And that's what gets people. The figure could be very, very big. Like, for example, this figure here, and we're gonna get into the conversation of the figure as well. But I'm just talking about them announcing the figure regarding where is it going, right? Because nobody really knows where it's going. They mentioned it, but we don't know the quantities, right? So the figure, right? Let's get into the figure. I love the figure, right? Who doesn't love a Spider-Man? This is an animated figure. It looks beautiful. Look at the eyes. This is a new style of eyes. The suit looks different, more vibrant. That blue, completely different than any other figure we've gotten. The suit looks, different as well. I don't think it's anything new regarding the materials, but the colors are new. The design is new. The eyes. For those who don't know, I'm going to show you guys real quickly what the eyes look like. There is a third-party head sculpt that was made for the classic suit Spider-Man, the VGM Spider-Man, and he is found. You can get that head sculpt on 16kid.com, and he's got the same exact eyes, those animated eyes, but they're white. And the figure looks beautiful with that head sculpt, with that animated head sculpt, right? So they remade it, right? Instead of white, it's got some reflective material on it, and it's black around the edges. When we know that Spider-Man's usually what? Black around and then all white. They made them all black. So again, reflective, very, very cool. We get the camera, and the fancy base, which I'm never going to use that, but is it cool? Absolutely. As you can see, it's from that cartoon on Fox 5. For those who remember, on Saturdays, this is where it's from. This is the logo from that show. So it's meant to be from that show specifically, right? So at the end of the day, every single Spider-Man figure is a very basic Spider-Man figure. Yes, they're all different, especially the video game ones. The Spider-Man 1 Spider-Man figures, the Miles Morales video game Spider-Man figures, they're all very basic unless it's some fancy stuff like the 2020 Miles Morales suit. That figure is not a basic figure at all. It looks beautiful, but in general, a Spider-Man figure, as you can see on the screen, is just a suit. You don't get a head sculpt. Can they give us a head sculpt? I would love a head sculpt. Do they have to give us a head sculpt? No, but would it make the figure that much better? Absolutely, especially that Peter Parker from that show. Awesome. I would love one 100%. So being, very basic, this figure right here, as you see it, and also I forgot to mention the Green Goblin little miniature thing in the back. It's going to be a tiny thing. It's not going to be, anything crazy. It's going to be a little, addition of the Green Goblin. We've gotten that for the Iron Man figures, specifically from the Iron Man 3 figures that come with, the two or three other little Iron Man, attached to the base. This is what they're doing again. So to me, this figure should be no more than $200 because of what it is, right? It's a basic Spider-Man body. It's a basic suit. Right? There's nothing fancy. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing out of this world besides the fact that it's something new, something different, and something exciting, at least for me, right? Again, I grew up watching this show. I could not wait to watch the show every Saturday morning. You couldn't get enough of the show. It was like, oh man, it was only a half-hour show. So I'm very attached to this show and just from back then. And so this is a no-brainer for me to get. Again, now, how much is this going to be? How much do you guys think it's going to be? Let me know in the chat how much you think this is going for. Because I can tell you right now, the fact that it's going to be already limited, it's going to be $300 at least. $300. Again, for a Spider-Man that's out of this world, a decent price for this. Again, this is what I would love. $220, $240, $250 max. I don't even think $260 is worth it. But it's going to be super, super pricey. Super, super pricey. Let me see what you guys are saying real quickly. We got Mr. Mom says the Hunger Games. This guy. Oh, Carter, my friend, welcome. You made it. Rudy in the house. Listening in while I get the Costco poo-poo, says this guy. Unbelievable. Spidey's my favorite. Yep, and I collect all hot toys that even resemble class. Absolutely. So this is another thing, right? Remember the hype of the classic suit VGM Spider-Man with the scorpion tail. That figure was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful classic Spider-Man. Again, that figure, somebody made, a third-party company made that animated head sculpt. Actually, let me see if I can find it. 1/6 kit, because it's really, really spider. Let me see if, because browsing through Kit's website is a nightmare. Spider-Man. Hey, let's see if it comes up. So I want to show you guys. It might be sold out. I think it might be sold out. 1/6 head sculpts. Let me see. Anything new? Anything new? That's it. Nope, he's all out. So yeah, he's sold out. But let me see if I can Google it, because let's see. I'll show you guys real quickly so you guys know what I'm talking about. And now I regret not getting one for that classic Spider-Man. Here it is. So this is it, guys. So look at it here. So look how nice that is. So as you can see, the eyes, black outline and white. What do we get now? Black outline and reflective, whatever that is. Again, I love the way it looks, but as you can see, that was the head sculpt. Where did it go? I guess I lost it. But yeah, so now you guys saw what I was talking about. So that is the same look as this, same eyes as this, right? To give it that animated look. So that's what's appealing to me. It looks really, really cool. Again, the suit, very vibrant, the red, the blue. Now, is this gonna make you not want to get the Tom Holland one? Because it's pretty much, obviously two different colors. The Tom Holland one's a light blue. This is a darker blue. Is that going to make you guys say, you know what, I'll stick to the Tom Holland, or I'm going to get both because they're different, or I'm just going to get this one because it's more, you know what I mean? Like, how are you guys going to decide what you guys are getting? Because I need this 100%, right? The fact that you get the camera is an amazing addition, because we've never gotten a camera with any Spider-Man figure. None of them, not a Tobey Maguire, not a Tom, nothing, not one. And they all come with, they're a reporter, right? Peter Parker's a reporter. He should always have a camera for every single figure. Even as Spider-Man, what does he do as Spider-Man? He takes pictures, of Spider-Man as Spider-Man with his camera. So how come we haven't gotten a single camera yet, right? It's crazy. I ended up using one of my Enterbay Figures' cameras to use on the what's his name? The Tobey Maguire black suit Spider-Man figure that Hot Toys made years ago. So I made a custom of a Peter Parker with that head sculpt, the angry head sculpt with the, with the parted hairdo. And that's how that's how I'm using that camera. But besides that, there has been no Hot Toys Spider-Man figures with a camera, period. So this is an amazing addition. I'm very happy. Totally, my friend, welcome. Thank you for being here. Guys, please don't forget, there's only 7 of you guys in here. If you don't mind hitting that like button, I appreciate it. So, so that's what makes it cool, right? The addition. This Green Goblin up here, I mean, who's really going to display that like that? Some people will. I definitely won't. It'll be a waste to not display. So I have to figure out, how we could get that in a shelf somewhere, on a shelf somewhere, in a case somewhere. But as you can see, this is the first picture. We will get tons more when they do the actual announcement and when it goes up for pre-order. Like I said, my one hope is a head sculpt. I doubt it, but that is one thing that I would love. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick. His eyes weren't silver. Exactly, they weren't silver. But I think they're doing this, some type of reflection, like eyeball thing. I don't know. That's definitely not accurate, because remember, his eyes were white. But we'll see. It could just be the angle. It could be lighting. It could be, so we have to wait and see what it looks. This guy, I'm waiting for inner. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm not digging the eyes. Yeah, no, I like the eyes, believe it or not. And they're not accurate. They're not show accurate. They're not cartoon accurate at all. His eyes were not glossy black like that, right? So 100%. But there's something different about them. That it looks like, visors, sunglasses. I don't know. This figure, exactly. Oh man, that Fox 5 Saturday morning lineup was a fire. 350. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, definitely over 300. Definitely over 300. The fact that they're already saying, supplies will be limited, it's already letting you know, get ready to fight for this one if you really want it. Get ready to, to pre-order it wherever you're going to be, wherever you get your figures, because it's going to be that again. 400. I don't think 400. No, 400 would be too much, because again, it's a very basic figure. If it came like armored or die cast or something like that, maybe, but no, not at 400. I definitely believe $300, $295, 305, something like that. 265 would be very, very fair. But it's an exclusive piece, so they're gonna take advantage of that, and they love making these basic pieces limited, because guess what? Straight to the bank with that money. This figure, again, like I said, when I could talk to Mike about that Saturday stream, these figures should be no more than $180, 100, max $200, if that. A Spider-Man, absolutely not. Because again, they're very basic. It's a suit and a body. That's it. They don't even give you a head sculpt. They don't give you anything die-cast. They don't give you any weapons. The webs, how much can a web cost? Nothing. Literally nothing. Cents on the dollar. So it's there's nothing expensive. And look, they make the bases look like this, like all this fancy stuff. Oh, look at this. That's nothing. That's all cheap paper stuff that costs nothing. But that's how they kill you. They overcharge you for these stupid little things. And, people like them, people use them. So I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just we pay for all this stuff, right? We pay for all of this. So there should be, what I was thinking about? If there was a way to customize your own Hot Toys order, meaning, for example, the figure comes as you see, right? Everything you see here is what you get. What if you were able to pick and choose what you wanted from that figure? Obviously, you could get the whole figure, and let's say getting the whole figure would be slightly cheaper, right, than picking and choosing what comes in and out of the box. So, for example, let's say I didn't want the Green Goblin because I know I'm not going to use it. All right, you uncheck it. I don't want that. So how much is my figure now? Let's say you don't want this fancy, diorama edition. Check it off. I don't want that. How much is my figure now? That would be cool, because there's a lot of things that we get with these figures that we don't ever use. And if we have to pay for them and we know we're not going to use them, what is the point? So that's what I think would be a great idea. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but some guy says 300. Yeah, that sounds about right. Matt Planner, my friend, how are you? Welcome. So glad that I don't collect. This guy, he's like, so glad I'm not a collector. Thank you, Howard. This is a fun. Yeah, exactly. I like the overall concept. Could be way, but yeah, no. And I think the fact that they're making this line, they're hinting at it already, and they're here's your first product. If they get deep in that line, it's gonna get insane. The Venom from that line looks crazy. The Doc Ock from that line, from that show, crazy. Carnage from that line, crazy. We had Hydra Man from that show. We had tons and tons and tons of villains on that show. When they went to the Secret Wars episodes, I think it was 3 parts to that. You had everybody. You had Captain America. You had Iron Man. You had, and again, these are all strictly to that show. If they go into that show, forget it. Forget it. Tony, my friend, welcome. Thank you for being here again. MB Dyson, welcome, my friend. He said, "What up, in our fans?" This guy, unbelievable, unbelievable. So yeah, so I'm very excited for this, guys. Very, very excited. I think it's going to be, again, I think it's going to be another Spider-Man hit. Look at what happened with the D23. And I'm not comparing, right? I'm not comparing that the D23 is anything close to any of this. But the D23 was strictly what, California, right? So you could only get it from California. This obviously is a little different. But my point is that Spider-Man figures do well, right? And all you got to do is add a limited quantity, and boom, I need it because it's going to sell out, right? And then to avoid any issues, you have to get it. It's just that simple, and that's what's crazy, because it's like, man, you're pretty much, if and only if you're a fan of Spider-Man, you're going to be forced to order this again because you don't know what Sideshow's going to do. Again, my prediction is you're going to have to sign up for the email notification, and then they're going to tell you, oh, it's up for pre, and then you're going to have that line up again, unless they do something completely different. But the fact that they're telling you that every Asian country is getting it first, and then telling us to wait for Sideshow to say something, I feel like they're going to get the least amount of figures, meaning Sideshow, because number one, they're last, and they're letting us know, you just wait for them to see. And I think it's for them to get like the leftover, you know what I mean? Whatever's left over, like, we'll send it over there. That's how I took that, for them to put them last. And then also it shows that they're really not about the American market anyway, right? If that were the case, it would say, U.S. collectors, blah, 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 wait for size, it would have been U.S. first. We were last. So what does that say? You're last, so a lot of things to think about. Babo in the house. Welcome. You made it.
This is my boy. This is my boy. This is my boy.
Oh, Babo. When they slap it on the exclusive artist and tag in the figures. Exactly. Absolutely. And that's how they do it. I don't know if you guys remember that conversation. The moment they put exclusive, limited, Shanghai exclusive, whatever exclusive, they could double the price. And what are you going to do about it? Either you want to buy it or you're not. It's that simple. But they could do whatever they want. And I told you guys this was going to happen. It's easy money. It's money that they know it's locked in because it's a set amount of pieces, right, that they are going to make, and that's it. They know that once they put these things out and tell you they're limited, they're going to 300, 400, 1,000, whatever, boom, done immediately. That money's locked in. Whatever happens after the fact with people canceling their orders and people, selling their pre-orders, or people, saying, I don't want it anymore. Does anybody want to take it over? That's a different story. But are they getting that money? 100% they're getting that money, right? So this is why it was very easy for me to read it from day one. This is the new game. It's easy for them to do. They don't have to overproduce the amount of figures that they would on a regular release. They're overpricing the exclusive releases. Why would they stop? This Spider-Man here, as a regular release, would, should be 220 max. Let's just say. As an exclusive release, this will be way over that, because they can, because it's exclusive, because it's limited, because there aren't that many made. So they have every right to overprice it. And again, are we going to miss out on the limited piece and then have to overpay later on if it's something that we want? Are we going to risk the chance of not getting it later on, or have to overpay later on because they're limited? We got to think about all that. But is it going to be overpriced? 100%, because they can, and it's that simple. If I have a product that I know I'm only making 1,000 of, and my products that I make 10,000 of usually go for $200. If I'm only making 1,000 of something, why the hell would I price it at $200? I'm going to go $350 or higher, because I'm not making that many. It's going to be a limited piece. Whoever wants it got it, and that's it. Boom, done. Next. It's very easy money. It's very easy. This is why the Anakin was only the beginning. which is what I told you guys. This is not going to stop anytime soon because they're selling everything. Anytime you hear limited quantities, it's over because it scares people into, I don't want to have to deal with missing this figure. I don't want to have to worry about, people getting it and then everybody being in love with the figure, nobody wanting to sell it, and then I'm stuck without my figure. This is the conversations that people have with themselves, regarding this limited stuff. And that's why it's always going to be a hot seller, because it's a limited thing. So everybody wants what's limited, and everybody wants to be, nobody wants to be the one without the exclusive figure, right? And that's all it's about. It's all about the bragging rights. Oh, I got it. Oh, it's beautiful. It could be the biggest crap figure, but it's limited and you got it. It's the best figure in the world. It's just that simple, right? So then what happens? People get it. They don't want to get rid of it by any means because it's a special figure. For example, that yellow Iron Man figure. I love the figure, but there's nothing to that figure. It looks very cheap. All that cheap plastic on it. It's not anything crazy. And I could tell you it's not worth $600, right? It's just not. So does that mean I'm going to go get rid of my figure because I feel that way about it? Absolutely not. Because I know it's special, because I know it's limited. I know not everybody has it. And I put mine up for sale, and I could guarantee you I'll get messages. Oh, would you take this? Would you trade? Would you? Because people who didn't get it and see what it's about now, they would love to have it. This is what happens and what will happen with every single release. You're going to have the people who really, really love the figures and they're not going to get rid of it. And you're going to have the people who will get the figure to sell it to make money. It's already happened. I don't know if you guys noticed in the groups, there's this one guy, going around with this Wonder Woman, the WB 100 Wonder Woman. He started at $650 selling. Now he's down to $555. Right? What was his first message? My collection's headed in a different direction, so this is up for sale. That's a lie. He bought that figure to sell it. That's it. So suddenly you get this figure, and the figure all of a sudden, oh, my collection's headed in a different direction. So why the hell did you buy it? The figure just came out, so it's not like you bought it years ago. You just bought it now. So how does it all of a sudden, how is your collection heading a different direction if you just got that figure? It just came out. It's a lie. So people will buy it to make money on it. The problem is people aren't falling for that anymore. I messaged a guy and I said, hey, would you trade? I would trade for that figure all day long, but he's looking to make money on it and nobody's falling for it. So that's another thing that's happening. Can you buy them for business? You can. How long is it going to take for you to sell it? Because people aren't overpaying for anything at this point, unless it's something that somebody really, really, really wants, that they really, really, really need in their collection. Right? That's the only reason why I see people overpaying. Everybody else is looking for dirt cheap deals. It's just that simple. So that's what happens with these figures. They create the hype 100%. I don't care. You could sit there and say, oh, this figure's trash. I don't like the figure. Well, guess what? The figure wasn't made for you anyway. But there will be tons of people that want that figure and will not be able to get the figure. That's the crazy part. Not the ones, garbage. I don't want this. This is like the other one. All right, shut up. Nobody cares. It's not for you. You don't collect anyway, so it's not for you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Right? So that's the problem. Are you guys? Is anybody getting this? Please let me know in the chat. People hype for. I am. I can tell you that 100%. This is different. I love the colors. I love the eyes. We haven't gotten a single Spider-Man like this. Like, unless you bought that, that head sculpt that I showed you guys a little bit ago, with the animated eyes. That stuff is cool. I like that stuff, and I regret not getting that head sculpt. If I wanted, I'll go find it on eBay somewhere. But I thought it was a great head sculpt to make. I just don't know if hold on, if they will continue the line, which I would love them to continue the line. You know what I mean? I would love them to keep going with that Spider-Man, show line. Wanda's for with well, Wanda's different though. Wanda's the artisan is a completely different, figure. That that whole body. Again, I'm assuming because nobody has it in hand. So I'm going to assume that, the reason why that's so expensive, number one, the base with all the light up functions, it's got 3 different functions. We have never gotten a base with any function. Besides, you put the batteries in, you light it up, and that's it. You either turn it on or turn it off. That's pretty much it. This one has, I think, 3 different modes. Obviously the gluting and the luminous eyes. I don't know if she's got rolling. She doesn't have the rolling eyes because you can't, because obviously you would have to remove the wool hair, right? The piece of her head to move the eyes. So they didn't go that route because then you'll mess up the hair. So, still though, with those minor details, that figure should not be over $400, right? At all. It's a female. They're not making as many. It's all a combination to make that figure that expensive, right? So that's why they price it at that. Is it worth that? Absolutely not. But is it worth it for you? Is it worth it for you to spend that money to have that in your collection? That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. Is it worth it to you, right? Not is it worth the price for the community, because not everybody can afford it. Not everybody wants to spend that money. So is it worth it for you to get into it if you're a fan, obviously, right? If you're not a fan, then who cares? But that's the thing, But they will always overprice anything limited because they can, and it's your problem if you don't get it. They don't care if you get it or not. They know somebody will, and they know that's why they're going to keep doing this, because everything's selling out. It's that simple. Now, selling out and having value, creating value, holding value, that's a different conversation, right? But once they're sold out, you better believe if they're limited, they should at least increase in value, right? The problem is somebody desperate selling it. What are they going to, sell it at? Because that's what throws off the entire market. Somebody desperate selling it for dirt cheap. I'll get it because I'm I love it. I love this thing. The colors are, not the base. The colors are doing it for me, and those eyes and that camera. That's it. Mine's going to be displayed just like that, holding the camera, standing up straight with the Green Goblin on top somehow. That's it. I got to see more we're definitely getting more pictures. What if, guys, would you guys be okay with swappable eyes? Because I think that may be one of the things for this figure, right? Maybe they'll give you regular white eyes and then these as a just a different set. Would you guys be okay with that? Blue's too dark. No, I like the blue, believe it or not. I like the blue. And I understand, it's not accurate. Again, the whole figure it looks like it's not accurate to the show. But the blue is one of the colors that I really love. I don't know what it is. Maybe the tone. It looks beautiful. And like you said, we got to wait for more pictures of this stuff. This is just the tease. We're going to get more in depth probably by Saturday, I believe. Should be fine to talk about it again with more pictures. So we'll see what happens. Shut up. You're back. You're back. Welcome. No, for me, I just getting Spidey's for now. Yeah, so that's another thing. After getting the whole No Way Home line, we got, Zombie Hunter before that. We got, how many Spider-Man did we get? We got Black Spider-Man. We got Integrated. We got Battling. We got, that's 3. What else did we get from No Way Home? Oh, we got Andrew. We're getting Toby. So that's 5 Spider-Man figures right there alone, right? So I know people are Spider-Man'd out because of that. But if you're a Spider-Man fan, and I get it, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, those are people. Those are, head sculpts that we're getting with these figures. This is a different world. This is an animation. This is from a show. This is from a comic. This, you know what I mean? So it's different. And I understand that. And I know that people who collect Spider-Man, from the movies, love the fact that they're from the movies and you're getting head sculpts of the characters. These people, some out there, but there's plenty of them, don't like the animated stuff. They like the real lifelike stuff, the real people, right? So that's why a lot of people are turned off by stuff like this. And a lot of people love this stuff, right? So it's always up to the person, right? Some people are like, oh, like look at MD Dyson. He's done with the Spider-Man because he already bought a bunch, which is fair, right? It's like, do I need another Spider-Man that doesn't even belong with No Way Home? So people also stick to lines, strictly, to complete lines and specific movie lines as well. So that's why it's tricky with this figure, but for me, 100%. I love the comic line of figures. Would it be too much to ask for Howie for some villain? That's what I'm saying. I have a feeling that to clap back to So Toys, and I don't mean like they're worried about So Toys. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. So don't say that I'm telling you guys that Hot Toys is worried about So Toys. No, not by any means, not even a little bit. But what I'm saying is they see that, they've made that So Toys Green Goblin, right? Which was, I love that figure. I love that figure 100%, right? The quality is decent, but the figure, what it represents, beautiful. What is back here? That's a Green Goblin. What does it look like? The So Toys Green Goblin. That's my point, right? They could easily. What is the most iconic Spider-Man villain? Green Goblin. So you're going to tell me that if they're showing you this animated Spider-Man, they're not going to make this animated Green Goblin? Remember this conversation? You heard it here first. That Green Goblin is coming 100%, even if they make just those two from that line, because I told you guys, there's tons of villains from that show, right? So all they have to do is Spider-Man, Green Goblin, that's it. And the line is over. I would 100% buy that. And it's coming with a glider too. Obviously, it's a smaller glider than the one we got for the Green Goblin from the movie, from No Way Home. So it's 100% even more doable than the one that's already made, because it's a lot smaller. If So Toys did it how they did it, believe me when I tell you, Hot Toys is going to knock it out of the park. So that's my point, I do like that force perspective little. Yeah, right. So again, it's not the first time they've done it. Let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about so you guys have an idea. So this is like an example of this edition for those who may not know or may know. So this is what Hot Toys was doing for a while. They did this specifically on the what do you call it? On a couple of figures, but specifically this one is from the Bones figure from Iron Man 3. So what they did was on the base, you attach these pieces on the side of the base, and it gives you that forced perspective of, you got other Iron Man flying in the background far away from the figure. And so this one, I believe, came with three different little Iron Man figures like this to go around the base while he's all split up or flying or however you want to display him. But this is what they do. So again, it's not the same. It's not the same thing by any means, but it's the same idea, right? This is what they've done to give you that like MB Dyson saying, that forced perspective, that force, that it's in the background. So if I put it like this, it's like, oh man, I got Iron Man, 100 feet away from me flying. So that's what it is. Really cool. I don't, no complaints about that. I can never complain about Hot Toys giving us more, even if it's little stuff like that. It just makes, the whole display that much better. Matt Planet says, I'm leaning 5149, not getting it. Luke, oh, you're not getting it. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, again, we may change our minds when we find out, if there are more pieces than, what we're expecting. They're talking limited, so I'm gonna talk as if it's limited until we find out more information and we know exactly how many limited pieces they're making. Until then, we just gotta speculate. I hope you're right, veteran. Trying to. I hope you're. No, I'm telling you, it's very rare for Hot Toys to come out with a figure like this and it's just one and done. Very rare. So that's why I'm 100% sure that there's more coming from this line. Again, it's Spider-Man. You can't go wrong with Spider-Man. You just can't. And they know that. Spider-Man is like an Iron Man. Same thing. How many people love Spider-Man? Probably the same amount of people love Iron Man. It's just that hot of a seller. It's just the character. It's a very popular character. That green armor goblin was and still is a kick. Green armor goblin. Which one? Proposed to the spider old had terrible design. Which one? I'm trying to think. That green armor goblin was and still is a kick in the balls to Spidey old heads. I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't know the green armor goblin. What's the green armor goblin? Are you talking about the one from No Way Home? Explain. But yeah, so like I said, guys, I'm gonna be obviously we all gonna have to wait for the new pictures, that are going to be coming, probably within the next few days. I don't know, tomorrow's Thanksgiving here, but I don't think that matters in China or Hong Kong. So I don't know. We still may get the announcement tomorrow, the full announcement, obviously. This, I feel like, is just a tease. We have to see the accessories, the full accessories, which I can guarantee you it's not going to be much. It can't be much because the fact that it's already a limited figure, an exclusive figure, they already know that they don't need to soup it up to overcharge. They will give you the least amount of stuff to overcharge to make that much more money on it. Obviously, if you add less to a figure, you're making more profit. If you add more to a figure, you're making less profit. Obviously, if you keep it at that same price range, right? So we have to wait and see. The design from the first Toby. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah, the Toys R Us look. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, you too, my friend, and you too, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll be on tomorrow, just real quickly to hang out with you guys before anything happens with Thanksgiving. I know people eat very early, so I'll be on for maybe half hour just to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving and then stuff our faces. But yeah, guys. So like I said, I'm going to be waiting for more pictures. Like I said, probably tomorrow or the next day. But very exciting, great figure. As always, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.